3, 2, 1. It's go time. Welcome to the show. It's go time. This is the ultimate podcast for salespeople and sales managers that are in the trenches. This is for folks that got to talk to people to make a sale. And always in the studio, you got the Croatian Tiger, Robert Bazaki. He's on fire. Our technology genius. Welcome back. Thanks for doing everything you do. And again, Dylan, win, no matter what.
Hey, Pierre.
Welcome back into the Dr. Brahms. Dr. Brahms. He needs to listen to this one, that's for sure. So today's episode, we got a good one here. It's personal to me and Dylan as we've had a difficult time in the field, somewhat recently. So we love talking about what's alive for us, what's alive for our team, what's alive on our minds. And that is what to do when you are getting smoked in final expense. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, it's not all peaches and cream all the time, is it, Dylan?
No, it is not.
No, sir. So
wish it was.
Yeah. Sometimes. But isn't the juice sweeter? Isn't the squeeze even better?
Isn't the juice worth the squeeze?
That's right. That's what I was looking for. Once you push through and once you succeed and once you catch momentum, that's one thing I really love about our business. I wish it was easier sometimes, but man, it is so cool. And the pride that you have in yourself, the pride that you have that you see in teammates once you push through the difficult times and you catch the momentum and you start winning again. Man, it's just the coolest thing. So, however, along the way to catching momentum and catching your vibe again, that can be wild in between the ears. It can make you go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So that's what we're going to be talking about today is, how to stay as level-headed as possible to get back on track. I think when you're getting smoked in final expense, I think number one, you got to get grounded in reality. You got to get grounded in reality. So what does that mean to you? Taking a break and, hey, what's true right now?
Yeah, last week, switched over to telesales. The telesales department.
That's a big announcement.
Yeah, I was getting smoked, man. Just running with the wrong information. I wasn't being me on the phone. I thought it was different sales. It's not. It's the same sales. And, I went into the week on Thursdays, I only wrote 2 apps. It's like, dude, this absolutely blows. I was like, people are yelling at me. I'm getting yelled at. I was like, dude, I'm basically getting door killed on the phone consistently.
A lot. Yeah.
Exactly. I was like, what is going on? And then going into Thursday, I was just like, dude, what is going on? And then it was really cool. You said what was the first one? Sorry.
Get grounded in reality. What's the truth?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was about to go off a tangent.
Yeah, go ahead.
What the truth is when I looked at my data from the week before and this week, for my first time ever in telesales, while I was still running with the wrong information, I still wrote 10,000 AP.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's the truth.
It made me feel really good after figuring that out. Was like, okay, in 7 days, I've already wrote 10 apps.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, first time ever, and very good guidance from Zach recently. But at first, I kind of was like, "Oh, I can do this by myself. Just give me the script, give me the map, and I can figure out how to get out of the jungle." Mm-hmm. And yeah, smoked. But if that was the worst I got, was really cool. Was like, dang, if this is the worst it's gonna get internally, and I still produced all right, dude, it's game time. And then that Thursday, I was like, okay, I'm gonna figure out how to make the script more like me, how I can make sure that I know I'm selling and not like I'm just order taking. And after doing that, I was able to do a pretty big transfer, save a guy like $15 on the phone. And it was a big belief because it was like, dang, this really pushed me over during a very tough season of that week. Mm-hmm. And just being grounded in the facts of like, dang, I already wrote 10 apps going into Thursday. If I can just keep pushing forward, and during this tough week, everything else is going to be way better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So had a great first. So Dylan transitioned to 100% over the phone from field and from in knocking doors. And so first week had a great first week, right?
Yeah.
Like confidence high and all that good stuff. And then slow the next week.
Yeah.
Right. And,
very slow.
And even in just 3 or 4 days in final expense of not writing what you expect to write or what you're usually write, can be a very tough mental challenge. 4 days can feel like what, a month?
I was getting very pissed off. Man, it was Tuesday, I remember. I haven't wrote an app yet.
So we're 2 days in.
2 days and I have not written an app yet.
Right.
Yeah. And I was just so mad after this one lady. It was gonna be my first app for the week. It's like, finally, dude, I'm trying to get yelled at. And she's starting to get mad. She's like, hurry this up. And I was like, lady, I got to do my job. I don't know how to help you if I don't ask you these questions. So I was able to get her through the whole thing. And it took her a long time to get bank pay. And she started getting mad. I was like, okay, let's calm this down. And boom, she was like, okay, tell me what else do you need? I was like, that's the last thing we'll need. And then we got to do one more thing and you're good. She was like, okay. So she gives me bank pay. And she was like, all right, bye. I lose the whole app. I lose the entire app.
Because you need one more autograph?
I need the signature.
Yeah.
I need the signature.
Yeah.
And she hung up on me. And I'm mad.
Like, wait.
Yeah, she won't answer. I'm still following up on her to this day. I'm still mad about it. But it really pissed me off. And then what helped me stay grounded in reality was now the team and I, we take 90-minute walks around the neighborhood. It's a 5-minute walk. It's like, okay, it'll be really quick. It's something to give you like light so you can time block 90 minutes to straight grind and to give yourself that energy boost with the team because we're all really goofy to go around, just joke around and like not feel cooped up in your little office. Because that was the first thing I noticed was I'm around two of my closest friends, but when the deal goes south for the 20th time in my face, I feel claustrophobic and feel so isolated. And I just feel like I had to break it out.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I was at Loves again. I'm not going to lie. Like I was sitting around. I was like, dude, this blows. So I just need to go out. And it's really cool. Like giving yourself that energy of like, okay, it kind of sucked that everyone else was getting smoked too. But that energy boost of being grounded of what's true and being around talking to the guys and being able to walk was very helpful.
I love that.
Finish the week.
Yeah, a tactical break. Yeah, there's a difference between okay, I feel like taking a break versus no, this is what we had set in place before. Okay, great. So I had a great first week, and then first couple of days, big dip, and that can feel some type of way. Hey, is this even going to work? Like, did I make the right choice? And in your instance, hey, am I leading my men down the right path? So all kinds of thoughts can be coming up. Our belief in the business can be dwindled.
I was more stressed than they were. It was so crazy because they were the ones coaching me. We'll be walking. I'm just so stressed. Yeah. And I'm really stressed because dude, I need them to win. Like my only goal is to build value in them and make them profitable and make them win. And they're just like, oh, we knew we weren't going to come in here just crush it. But in my head, it's like, dude, that's what I thought was going to happen. So it was a lot of internal battles fighting with.
Yeah, it can be tough. And so you're looking at your past 2 weeks, getting grounded in reality, and you're like, hey, over this stretch of time, I'm writing 1.5 apps a day or whatever the number is, and that's not bad, right? That's definitely not as bad as you thought. Right. Yeah. And so that's what getting grounded in reality is.
I just thought I wasn't doing anything. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm failing completely.
Yeah.
But that's not true. Right. So getting grounded in reality. So when you're getting smoked out there, it's like, what's true right now? What's true right now for you? What's alive for you? And you'll start to find, you got to be honest. You got to be honest with yourself. And a few things that I found that I was doing, because this lasted probably a couple of months, and I had a lot of trips in there. I got married in between.
Oh yeah, congrats.
Took a week off. Hell yeah, absolutely. That was incredible. To Geneva Holder now, which is great. Amazing. But lots of trips. And so my truth was I was not consistently going out there and putting it forward for 2 and 3 weeks in a row. Right? Because for me, sometimes I can catch momentum in the day that I come back. Literally, I can catch the momentum the day I come back. But sometimes that's not how it works, right? At least for me, because I'm not in my routines. I'm not in my rituals. I don't have the social momentum of talking to a lot of clients, getting used to the objections again, blah, blah, blah. And so one thing I realized in Grounded in Truth is that I did not have a consistent, I was not on the field consistently for 2 and 3 weeks. Because if I'm in the field for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks in a row, going balls to the wall, I've got enough data that I can look at and make adjustments. But like anything less than that, it's like you just got to get after it. Yeah. You just got to get after it. So that was one truth of mine was like, hey, I just wasn't consistent, so I really can't can't judge anything. The other thing I started to notice is that my rapport building became shorter. My rapport building became shorter. So I would get good rapport for 5 to 7 minutes or something like that. And then I would lean into that, lean into my skill to be able to write people. And I'd write some people, but really for me, I like having a much better core. Right, much better rapport. Because then what I started to notice is a lot of objections were coming on the tail end of, they didn't have urgency or they didn't have scarcity or they just kept delaying. And I'm like, what's going on here, man? I usually write that type of person. So I noticed my core starting to slip. And I was focused on the money and I was not focused on the metrics. And that is not the energy that I like going into, our career with, and these are subtle. Like I didn't notice them till I kind of zoomed out, after days and days and days and be like, okay, hey man, I'm actually focused on the wrong stuff. And then the other thing I noticed is that I was only going about 80 or 90%. I was actually not going 100%. It felt like I was going 100%. Right? It felt like I had good core. It felt like I was focused on the metrics, but I truly wasn't. So I was actually going 80 or 90%. And so like, what does that look like? Like for you guys individually that are listening, what does actually going 100% mean to you? And for me, that's continually training, right? That's things we talk about on the podcast all the time.
Let me ask you this, especially when you're getting smoked. Like you said, you thought you were going 100%.
I thought I was.
But now you were going 80 to 90. How did you know that you were only going 80 to 90? Because I feel like a lot of agents, they never see that point. And then they continue the slow weeks and it carries on to months and months and months.
That's a great question. How do you know? The first thing that's come to my mind is just my vibe. My vibe of concern, my vibe of uncertainty. Like my emotional control was very fragile in the sense of like I was getting pissed off easy. I got an example. I had this dude last Wednesday or something like that. And for us, we want to make sure that we're sitting down with the husband and wife at the same time. And so I talked to him and right off the rip, talked to him about, his flowers and stuff in his garden. It was, he'd spent a lot of time there, you could tell. And then when I talked about the lead, he's like, oh man, we already got all this, man. Super nice guy. But like, I felt like he was shutting the door. And he's like, man, we got all this taken care of. I'm like, that's cool. Hey, let me grab your book. My job is to help you get qualified for these. And you go grab mom too. And he's like, no, she's watching Wheel of Fortune. I'm not going to bug her, blah, 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 blah. And I go back to my car and I'm about to go back to his porch and I'm like super pissed off. I'm like, here we go again, right? Another person with good coverage because I felt like I was running into a lot of coverage I couldn't replace, which is not typical over a long period of time. And I was just super pissed at this guy. He's a super nice guy. And so I noticed that ended up being super cool. And it was one of the best sits because as he's going to get his checkbook a few minutes later, he's like, hey man, you knocked on the right door today. And I'm like, I never hear that. Like that's a customer does not really say that. And so I'm like looking up at the sky. I'm like, what is going on here, man? It's like a $30 or $40 app. He's a healthy guy. But to answer your question, I noticed that I started getting frustrated easier. I started blaming things. I just wasn't in a good vibe. So for me, I guess it's just a vibe, it's like low vibration, like not hopeful. I was uncertain, hoping and praying. So I think that's a sign that I'm not going 100%. Obviously I wasn't really writing down the objections I was getting. I was just kind of continuing to move forward without making adjustments, hoping and praying it worked out without being the one that actually moved the needle forward on that. Okay, hey man, what am I doing that I can improve on every lead? That's how I know if I'm in the right mind space. That's how I know if I'm going 100%. Doing things now, answering my phone right off the rip, calling teammates, being on offense, being on offense, being on offense. So and what I noticed is I was just like, not doing the minimums, but pretty damn close. You know, I was still doing the activity. I was still putting in the hours, but I wasn't being as tactical. Does that track?
Yeah, you weren't being efficient with the time, but you're putting in the hours in.
Right, for sure. And so it's sneaky because I felt like I was doing all the right things, but you just got to zoom out, get grounded in reality, and be honest with yourself and be like, all right, man, I could be a little bit more tactical. I need to be writing down my goals. I need to be making sure I'm following up on my metrics and doing all the right things.
Something I heard you say was you actually switched your perspective from shifting the blame to something else, and then you actually started taking the blame.
It's on me.
Yeah, it's on you.
Right.
And it took you from like, oh, it's, I can't control that, to like, oh, I can control it. How can I fix my perspective on this thing and it actually work? Because either way, if you think you can do it or not, you're going to be right either way.
Yep.
So it's like, it was really cool to see you shift just this week.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was, so I had 2 weeks. I got married and I got right back out in the field the next Tuesday. And that's after coming back from Kentucky, so it took, I don't know how many days of work. I think it was like 6 days of work before I hit the levees broke. I wrote an app or two at least every day, but it wasn't that big pop that I was looking for. And so the big pop came on the last 2 days of the second week, right? And where I wrote 8 apps in 2 days or something like that. And it was all the business that I was looking for. It was great. But like, dude, that 6 days was terrible. And in between the ears, like I kept losing the mental game. And so what does it mean for you to get grounded in reality? What is true, right? What are you doing great at right now? And where could you be picking up the efficiencies? Hey, are we journaling? Like, where can I be improving on every lead? Am I trying to improve in my schedule? Am I trying to do the things that I'm coached to do on its go time all the time, right? So that was the reality check that I needed. I was like, look, dude, you're not showing up with the good energy. You're focused on the money and not on the metrics. You might not even be focused on actually trying to help this person.
Yeah.
Even though that's where your heart is. So this business can be very sneaky in that sense, especially when you don't have momentum. That's why you always want momentum as much as you can in the business, because that's when you're vibing. And when you're vibing, good things start to come your way. True?
True.
So always try to catch a vibe. So what about you? How did you know that you were not grounded in reality? Let's talk about Monday or Tuesday or maybe even Wednesday of this last week.
I was just getting in the results of what I was doing, because something I really believe in is like, if you don't like the results that you're getting, you got to change your inputs. If you like the output, you got to change the inputs.
I love it.
And I wasn't doing anything but mindlessly just going after it, keep pushing. It's like, it's going to work
Mindlessly
eventually.
going after it. I like that.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to solve equation for 5, but I keep putting 2 plus 2. It's not going to equal 5. So I kept pushing it with that formula, and it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
And I got really frustrated. And I was getting more frustrated because I was giving the same formulas to my guys.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I know I can make money. I'm already making money from my sales, because I'm already great at what I do. I went to school for this. But what hurts is like, okay, if I can do it, why can't I teach my guys to do it? And that's what hurts way more. So I remember texting Zach. It's like, look, dude, I need guidance. Like, I need something. And he calls me like right that second. And I love how he coaches. He coaches just like you. Humbles the crap out of me. I was like, dude, you're just getting crushed. He goes, hold on, let's worry about you first. And we actually listened to one of my calls, and he showed me all the data of what was going wrong. I was like, dang, I didn't even see that. And
right.
But funny enough, I kept blaming the leads. It's like, oh, this is a volume game. I just need more leads. And eventually it's going to work out. I was putting more hours, but I wasn't being efficient with it.
Yeah.
And when he kind of broke it down for me, it's like, look, dude, you're missing this. He's like, you're doing it all wrong. You need to do it this way. It really changed my outlook. And going into Thursday, everyone's energy was way up. We're like, dude, we're about to go crush it. We're about to go ham. But the days before, I was also trying to figure out what I could do different. So it was a compound of doing different inputs. And then finally, when I was just like, I'm pissed off, I need to change completely 180 it. It just all flowed really well into that Wednesday for me to fully change. Because I was like you said, like, you're writing down what worked. I have a sticky note that says document what went right, what went wrong, why, and how to prevent it. So Wednesday, I was doing that over and over and over again.
Exactly.
And then I was able to bring it to Zach and Geneva. And I was like, look, I had 5 quotes today. This is how they went right. This is what went wrong. And it was very good to analyze how I can get better.
Yeah.
And I would say I was going about 90% because I would get very frustrated.
Yeah.
And I wasn't fully changing. But then that point is like, screw this, dude. I was like, at this point, I have enough data and I could tell it's not a lead problem. It's not a flow problem. It's not a dial problem. It's a me problem. I need this fixed because if I can't fix me, then I can't fix them. And then everything's going to go downhill.
Yeah. And so 90% feels like you're getting after it. Like 90% is not sitting on your ass. Right. But 90% is we might not be in the dojo. Like we might not be in the student mindset. Especially if you've been in the business a little while, like we can get in this trap of just keep going, which is the answer, right? That's a big part of the equation, but it's also like, hey, what am I learning along the way? Which almost seems counterintuitive because it's like, no, man, I don't need to learn more right now. I just need to get after it more right now.
Exactly.
Which can get us out of that sometimes. But if you want to get out of it faster, quicker, more efficient, then it's like, okay, hey, what went well? What did not go well? Right. And so Dylan is very, very good at what we do. And this is the key from what I'm hearing, right? Is the key was to take a time out, get grounded in reality. What am I doing well? What do I need to improve on? And let's keep executing, right? So for whoever needed to hear that, what's real with you right now? And, maybe we need to get back in the dojo, right? Maybe we need to focus a little bit more on rapport. Maybe we need to focus on the client's needs versus our needs, right? So what is true for you? Maybe we need to really dial in our schedule. Oh no, man, my schedule's pretty good. Okay, let's get it to excellent. Let's get to a perfect schedule.
You really want to dive deep on what's actually going on wrong in your business or in your life because I found out with a lot of people, this is a good analogy I heard this weekend, was a lot of people have deep wounds in these stitches, but they keep putting Band-Aids on them. And they keep bleeding through them. And they keep recycling the same patterns that they've been going through their entire life because they don't have the time. They don't want to give themselves the time to actually figure out what's going wrong, how can I fix it, and what kind of stitches do I need to make sure I don't bleed out the next time going forward. And we just have so many people, it's like, okay, I'm just going to put a Band on it and move on. But no, dude, like, it's okay. Spend a break to figure out what's the core problem that's going wrong in your business, going with with you. So you can show up to the next door, show up to the next call, or show up to your family's reunion with the best energy because knowing for a fact you're solving the actual problem. It's just going to make your life start going up and up and up. And then you realize you're able to compete at a higher level just because you're fully healthy.
I love it. Yeah. So a wound could be that we're just saying the wrong things. Because we have very, very similar conversations over and over and over and over and over again. It's like we might not be saying the right thing. We may be feeling like it, but it's just slightly off than what we used to. But it feels like we're saying the right thing. So by shining a light on it, be like, hey, am I doing everything right to a T? You got to get into the student mindset. Love that. Anything else in being grounded in reality?
No, I'm pretty good in there.
Because if you don't, then you're going to start blaming the leads. You're going to start blaming this. You're going to, for me, a lot of times it's like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with that? Like you just start seeing what's wrong with things versus what's right with things. Because the business hasn't changed, right? It's just our results for a small amount of time just isn't where we're used to. So I love that. Getting grounded in reality. What is true? So the second thing is dialing in when you're getting smoked is you got to make sure that we're dialing in our routines and rituals. Going back to the truth and grounded in reality is like, hey, are our rituals and our routines, if let's just say you're trying to make 150 or 200 this year in final expense, are your routines and are your rituals, do they match somebody who is the type of person that earns 150, 200, 250 plus? It's a yes or no. And so that goes into grounded in reality is like, hey, am I doing those things? Am I doing the morning routines and rituals to actually set my intention, set my heart, and set my, set the day up right to where I have good energy, right? Have I reset from yesterday, good or bad from yesterday? Have I reset for that to where I can execute today? So where does that play in the last, couple of weeks for you, or just this last week, maybe in dialing in your routines and your rituals?
Yeah. It's funny you bring that up. We just did me and the team just did a mid-year review on our issue paid, on ourselves, and like individual numbers. And something that I've realized that sometimes you have to audit exactly what you're doing in your habits, because what you do on a daily basis makes up who you are. Right?
Yes.
It's like, oh, okay, if I go to the gym every day, does that make me a gym bro? If I run a mile every day, does that make me a runner? The answer is yes, it does. Because if you run, a mile for every single day for a whole year, you just ran 365 miles.
Which is a lot.
You are a runner. And it's the same thing with the business. And if you keep studying on your craft, hey, will I get better from this? Yes, like you said, am I becoming that person who makes that $500,000 a year type of person? And are you doing the actions that it takes? Mm-hmm. If the answer is no, then you have the ability to actually fix it. Because the biggest cost you're running in your life is ignorance. So you just got to go out there and got to figure out, how can I audit my life to be perfectly to this, so I can actually start getting the results I want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so did you find that your rituals and routines were dialed in during that low period?
No.
How interesting.
Yeah. It was not. I was waking up pretty late. I was dragging my feet every single day.
Even if it's 15 minutes later than you're normally doing, that, hey, man, I'm later than I usually am.
Yeah. Like for me, it's like laying in bed.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm in bed longer, I actually feel way worse.
100%, man.
And it was like, as long as I get the ball moving, I feel good.
Yeah.
But then I remember Wednesday, I just did not want to get out of bed. I was like, dude, this sucks. It's like, it's super easy for me just to roll out of bed and start go to the office. I was like, but I know there's guys out there waiting for me. I was like, oh, dude. It was that like negative energy starting off the day.
Behind, maybe.
Yeah, behind. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Behind. It's like, dang, the meeting just started.
Yep.
And stuff like that.
I usually, my usual rituals are I write down my goals, I read a little bit, hang out with my girlfriend, eat breakfast with her, whatever your routines are. And isn't it interesting when we don't have the momentum and maybe we're getting smoked, if we go to our routines and rituals, they're probably not dialed in.
Yeah, because
that's why it's made the list.
Because if you don't do it, you start your whole day off of chaos and panic. And that's the least thing you need for your nervous system. Could get shot.
Yeah, and then you're catching up.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
When adversity hits you, then it's gonna be 10 times worse.
Exactly. Yeah. And sometimes this is the one that I kind of ignore sometimes, to where just the immediate quick voice in my head, let's just say about writing down goals. It's like, okay, hey, before I get my coffee, I want to write down my goals. I'm just waking up. That's when the subconscious mind is open the most. That's when you want to write down your goals. It's when you want to set your intentions. My mind would just be like, it's not that important. It's not that important. And so, pay attention, when those things are, because that's when it's super important to just put the pen to the paper, or whatever your ritual or routine is when you don't feel like doing it and your mind convinces you not to do it, override that thought and just do it.
Just do it.
Even if it's a half-ass thing. It's half-ass is better than no ass when it's, getting to, dialing back in your rituals and routines. So when you're getting smoked, you got to be looking at your rituals and routines. What is the ritual and routines in the mornings and evenings that actually gets you juiced and jacked for the day, or at least puts your feet planted to where you're like, okay, if I know I keep doing these actions, then I'm going to get a result. Like if I look back on any season of my career, which has been almost 11 years now, is the times that I was most focused and most dialed in, I was writing down my goals every day. Right? I was going to the gym consistently, right? I was getting to the field basically as quickly as possible. And I noticed I wasn't doing those things, so interesting. Anything else on when you're getting smoked, dial in your rituals, routines?
Yeah, just do it. Even if you don't want to
just do it.
Like that sounds like a cliche thing to say, but just do it, because momentum is created from action, not the other way around.
Yeah.
So just do it, even if it sounds stupid, but the little things add up. Each step makes up to a mile, so you just got to keep walking, and you eventually start finding that downslope to hit momentum.
Yeah, it's a great way to get momentum, right? What if yours is physical activity in the morning? That's a great way to start with momentum, right? Because, if you're physical, often, you go to the gym a lot and you don't do that thing in the morning, there's something inside of you that's like,
I'm missing something.
I'm missing something. This is not a complete day yet. And then we might have to make it up on the evening or what have you. So if you're trying to catch momentum, dialing in your rituals and routines is a very, very key aspect of that. And it can be whatever yours is. It doesn't need to be a 1 hour routine or whatever, but it needs to be something that gets you momentum, sets your heart's intention. Something small, anything. So love that. Another one that is when you're getting smoked is, what's a power statement or swing thought? If you play golf, a swing thought is basically when you're standing over the ball or you're about to hit the ball. And in this context, to be about to start working or go to your next lead or call your next lead, what is your swing thought? And so it's not, in golf, it's not, keep your left arm straight and keep your head down and make sure you rotate, and then you end on your front foot, and then you got to rotate your wrists around. No, that's too many swing thoughts, right? So a swing thought in golf is basically one thing to focus on. So same thing in the field when you're calling or knocking doors is, what's your swing thought? Is it, I hope they answer? Is it, I hope they are nice to me? I hope they're healthy? I hope they buy? Or is it something more positive? So what's a swing thought or power statement, either you can put your finger on or what have you, that really helps you?
I don't know if it's a statement. It's a question I have written down.
Okay.
So I have a good layout. So like my computer's here, my iPad's here, so I can, just keep me on track of everything. But the sticky note right here, it says, what bottleneck am I removing today?
I love that. So that keeps you in the student mindset.
Yeah. It's like if a call went wrong, it's like the first thing I notice is what bottleneck can I be removing?
So give an example of that.
A good example was that I wasn't keeping the clients on the phone for more than 1 minute. I was pre-qualifying them mentally, and I would let go easy.
Because if they stay on for a minute, you get charged for the lead. Is that right?
I actually don't know, but
okay.
I was just basically how I was thinking was like, I was getting screamed at the re-intro when I was thinking I was near the close, pretty much. I was like, this should already be pre-qualified. Like, you already know what this is about. Why are you giving so much pushback? Yeah. And it was just, it was so stupid because you believe what they're saying on the phone because you can't read their body language. She's like, it's not a good time. Yeah. And then something I got told was like, they wouldn't have picked up if it's not a good time.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? That's true.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't doing anything. She just said it wasn't a good time.
Right.
And I believed her. And a big bottleneck that I was missing was like, why can't I keep these people on for more than 2 minutes? Because based off percentage, the longer you keep someone on the phone, like after 5 minutes, your closing rate goes up by it was like 50%, 40%.
There you go.
And past 30 is like 60%, based off Zach's statistics and everything. So I was like, dude, so the goal is to go past 30, and that's pretty much a done deal. Have great core, build that great connection, which you still can. But I wasn't doing that. I was just letting it go easy. First resistance, like, okay, bye, you're good. I got plenty more leads to call. And then when the lead started going away, I was like, it's a lead problem. It's a flow problem. When it was a me problem. So just seeing that, it was like, okay, what could I have done differently, and what bottleneck can I remove from that?
I love
each
that.
time. So
that's a great swing thought is, hey, in the moment, it's like, hey, what can I be improving right now? And would one say, this is why I'm smiling, would one say that you were looking for laydowns?
Yes. I was 100% looking for laydowns.
Oh my God. If you're looking for laydowns, if you're hoping and praying for laydowns and final expense, you ain't going to find them.
You're not.
It's going to be very few and far in between. Right? I don't know. I'll try to explain it as best I can. Is if you're trying to force yourself to just keep on plugging through and just, I was talking to Geneva about this, and I'm just in the next lead like mentality where you're just like crawling, right? Crawling through the mud and the ice and the snow, and you're just like next lead, and you're just hoping for a laydown. You're not going to find it.
Never.
Right? Like you might, but like it's just going to be so few and far between. And so isn't it interesting that we were both lay down hunting, right? And that's not where we need to be, right? We want to be looking for the challenging intro. We want to be looking for somebody who might be a little difficult at the different situations or different phases in the presentation, right? Why? Because we convert that to an app, then we got some great momentum, and now we're not lay down hunting anymore, right? Because we get in this mode when we don't have momentum and we're getting smoked. Is like, I just need an app.
I just need something.
And it's a very natural thing that we do. And so isn't it interesting that we were both looking for laydowns?
That's all I was doing. I had such needy energy. I was like,
neediness energy.
I was like, someone just want insurance.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not going down. The pickup, they're like, hey, I think I got this already scored away. I was like, oh, okay. It really just takes a second. And I would start rebuttaling, but I would do it in a non-mediocre
way.
Yeah, I would do it in a negative way.
Okay.
Like I was being
Like, you're not my person.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I was being very combative.
Never mind.
with
Prove
them.
to me why you're the person.
Yeah.
Right?
And then they just hang up. And I
Yeah.
was like, dude, what's going wrong?
What's
dude?
going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Why
funny.
is she so mad? And like, yeah, it's just all me.
Because if you were showing up with a good vibe, if I was showing up with a good vibe, we would have gotten the sit with this person, the presentation, right? We would have asked them better questions. We would have hung in the pocket with them, and they would have given us better answers, and blah, blah, blah. They would have converted. So isn't that funny?
Yeah.
So Dylan's swing thought was, how can I improve? What bottleneck can I remove? Right. And so what is your power statement? What is your swing thought when you're going through the muck that keeps you in the right energy?
What's yours?
A couple that I have written down from teammates. I got to think about what was mine. Let's see. I had a few because I kept trying some, right? Let's see. Just sticking to the system was really the main one, right? Is because we're going to Italy and Germany soon. And so my goal was just 20 presentations after the wedding before then. And I still got a few more days left. I got 21 in, so I already hit that. Now I just got to hit my production target. But mine was mostly just like, hey, like back to the basics was my main swing thought. Now that was coming in and out. Right. Because it was like, all right, back to the basics. And then it didn't go down. And then I'm like, I need somebody to buy, And so a very crazy mental game that we run in. But that's what we signed up for, baby. So what is your swing thought? What is your power statement? A couple that our teammates use is make a friend, help a friend. Another one is most problems go away. This is one I've used for a long time. Most of my problems go away if I just keep running more leads. Mm-hmm. Now it's very true if you're in the right vibe, but it's not if you're not, right? Because then you're just kind of torching leads looking for laydowns. So it's very sneaky. And then another one that worked for me last week was I belong here and I'm going to have fun with this. I belong here and I'm going to have fun with this. That's a great one. It lightens me up whenever I say it. So start testing out stuff for you guys is what's a good swing thought in between calls? What's a swing thought during a call? Right. So you're like, hey, Miss Jones, it's Dylan. Just following up with you, whatever your intro is, following up with you about this lead. Oh, no, honey, I'm not interested. What's your swing thought right there?
Now?
I mean, just when it's a hypothetical, rhetorical question. We don't have to answer that.
This is going to sound really bad how
go
I would
ahead.
say it.
Whatever.
She's lying.
Okay.
I used to have that all the time on the field was like, whatever they say, if it's not at the close, it's a lie. Okay. And I had to, and it sounds negative, but I had to tell myself that because I have a big high sense of, I'm very gullible. I believe everything what someone tells me. So I had a 180 it. So when I first started, I used to get door killed all the time. Door slammed in your face. Yeah. Into the first week, I was on the phone with Pat for 3 hours straight. And he's just like, one more door. It's like, Pat, it's my birthday. He said, no, you promised yourself you'll finish it out. He was keep me accountable. I was like, Pat, man. I was trying to... Please. Please. They're yelling at me. And it was because I kept believing what they were saying. Yeah. So what really changed my thought process was like... It's really unknown. It's a data that's not proven factual. So to me, it's a lie. It's a lie until it's real, and then everything is real at the close. So that what I hear objection at the phone or at the door, it's a lie. Move on. It's like that's just resistance, or truly they may have taken care of it. Like they may have great insurance, but I don't know that, so it's not factual to me. Right. So I'm the professional, so let's figure out what you actually have. Let's dig deep. If you have the greatest thing in the world, awesome. Let's see why you filled out for more insurance, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. So if that swing thought serves you, use it. Right. Another one that you could use in that realm of things is like, hey, I just have to get to the bottom of their life insurance. Right. I have to get to the bottom of their life insurance. I have to get to the bottom of their life insurance. Not their words. Right. You have to either see it or get the insurance company on the phone. Right? Because that's where a lot of deals come from is they think they have one thing or they say they have one thing and it turns out to be something completely different. A lot of times it's less than what they thought or they're on a waiting period or something like that. Maybe the agent that got them qualified went for the immediate $10,000 for $80 a month, but then it got approved, modified or return a premium for $80 a month. But now it's $6,600 and now they're on a 2 or 3 year waiting period. And the client didn't know because the agent didn't tell them. Right? Don't do that. Tell the client everything that they have, even if it's not good news.
for them. So what is a good swing thought? So just think about what you think about. That's what we're saying is, what is your swing thought? What is your power statement that's going to get you through to positively act? And then for Dylan's, that's like, hey, basically what they say in the first 30 to 60 seconds does not matter. Right. And that's very true in our business.
They filled out the lead for a reason.
Yeah.
It says life insurance all over it. I've seen the lead.
Yeah.
Like they filled it out.
Yeah.
And they filled out for a reason.
I didn't know what this is for. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Right?
So like, I just got to get the bomb down. I just got to get to it.
Yeah. And just, that's when you get to rapport, you investigate, things like that.
That's like a guy going to a car lot and saying like, I'm not going to buy a car. You came on this car lot looking for a car.
Right. You know, it's littered with salespeople.
Yeah.
And that's what we say. Right. Basically, you could take that as, hey, Dylan, you just haven't passed my test yet.
Yeah. Exactly.
Take it like that.
Because like if someone goes on the car lot, they're shopping clearly. Someone fills out a lead, they're shopping clearly. So it's just my job to guide them to what they want.
Exactly. So what is your swing thought? What are you thinking about that you can flip the script to positively act, to positively move forward, to keep this person on the phone so you can actually close out and complete that presentation, write them or not, right? Because excellence is a commitment to completion. And when you're completing your presentations, write them or not, there's a lot of good energy there. Right? Instead of, especially when we're getting smoked, a lot of times we take shortcuts. Oh, you know what? They're not giving me the buying signals within 30 seconds, so this must be a crap lead. Yeah. I'm going to the next one because they're going to buy. And then you keep doing that and you keep torching leads. But so what is the swing thought that's going to help you positively act and positively move forward? So keep crafting these swing thoughts, these power statements for you, and watch what happens. And I promise you that'll help you get out of the getting smoked and catch momentum. So because the opposite is what? If we don't control our thoughts, if we don't control the power statements and the mantras, what type of phrases and thoughts are running through our head, Dylan?
Not meant for this business.
Not meant for this business.
I suck at this.
I suck at this.
Let me think.
Feel free to chime in, Robert.
No, I already said that one.
There's 1,000 of them.
There's so many.
Yeah.
But the main ones that I was.
No one's going to answer. No one's healthy around here. Everybody in this state doesn't want insurance. I don't know if my lead vendor's holding up their end of the bargain. Everyone's unhealthy. Nobody has a bank account. Whatever else.
Everyone's got Direct Express.
Yeah, like da-da-da-da-da. It could be me, like I suck, like you said. I don't get help from management. Whatever else, right? No one's buying in this season.
No one understands what I'm going through.
No one understands. I'm alone. No one understands. So if we don't, are those good things to run around with in our head? Hell no. That'll destroy us, and that'll actually keep us in the valley of despair. So we got to flip the script and like, what is a swing thought that you want to have? What is a power statement, and what is a thought process that you want to have? And whether we like it or not, Dylan and Robert, and it's go time universe, is we have a choice on what we can think about. So are we using our innate ability and God-gift ability to choose our thoughts when we're running through the deal, or are we just allowing these negative thoughts to be pervasive and sit and muster, and then all of a sudden these things become true, right? Because if you think everybody's going to be unhealthy around here, guess what? You're only going to see unhealthy folks. Right? If you're only, like I talked to Robert Moody this week, I'm like, dude, all I'm writing is guaranteed issue, boys. Like, help me out. And I'm like trying to talk to him quietly so the new guys don't hear it. I'm like, guys, I'm fucked.
Guys, GTO is my whole stack.
Because they're hot right now. And I'm like, yeah, give me that good energy, man. And like literally, was it Wednesday morning? Because that's when I caught fire. So like, just because I'm 11 years in the business and Robert's a year and a half and Moody's 2 years doesn't mean I can't go get some good juice, right? So again, like borrow energy from people. But you can choose your thoughts, and when you don't have momentum, it doesn't seem like you can choose your thoughts.
I wanted to actually pinpoint that.
Yes.
With how you seeked out for help. You got to seek out for help, right? We have such a human mind to say, I can figure this out on my own. But human natures are designed to be connected. We have connection for a reason, and wherever you're going through, someone's already been through it. It's like trying to go snowboard. You're trying to walk up the snowboard, walk up the mountain, but there's a gondola right there. You can just get on it. You just gotta look for it and ask for help.
I'm good. I'll just keep running leads,
just
man.
Keep walking.
Get on the gondola, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, man, I'm good.
Yeah, like there's someone's done it, and someone can help you get through that a lot quicker. Someone's already built it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know how long humans been on this earth, but someone's done it. Someone's already walked the path that you've been walking. Just seek help and get on the gondola, and then you're going to be all good.
And then you're like, holy shit, this is much easier.
Yeah.
You know, it's easier to get grounded in reality and to see what your truth is versus start believing all the false things that our minds tell us, right? It's easier to dial in our routines and rituals than to keep pounding your head against the freaking wall. It's easier to control your thoughts, the swing thought, the power statements that you run around with all the time than running around with the thoughts that we have. It's actually easier. But in the moment, sometimes it seems harder. Mm-hmm. So, great point. Let's see. Should we keep going and make it a two-parter, or we're at 45?
We make a two-parter.
Okay. All right. Well, let's end it here. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments and stuff. What do you do when you get smoked out in the field? Like when you cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel? What do you do? What are good things that help you get through the muck? Is it a call to a family member? Right? Like, what do you do? Is it do you take a walk? Is it like, what are the strategies and tactics that you use to help you get in a better vibe? Because that our game is an execution and vibe game. Right? You want to execute at a high level and you want to be operating with just sunshine and rainbows all the time. And I promise you, when you're running around with sunshine and rainbows, ultimate optimism, as Nighthawk said the other day that Jorts runs around with, when you're running around with ultimate optimism, isn't it interesting that more people are healthy? Isn't it interesting that more people pick up? Isn't it interesting that more people get qualified? Isn't it interesting that that's when your commissions start coming in? Isn't it interesting that's when a callback happens? Isn't it interesting that's when that underwriting that you didn't think was going to come through, that probably should have come through, but normally doesn't come through, comes through, and you're like, oh my God, I'm getting so lucky right now. No, you're operating with the right vibe and the right optimism and the right execution, and you're doing these things that we're talking about. It's very weird how it works, but that's how it works. So this is the easier path. Sometimes it seems harder, but this is the easier path. You're like, oh man, I'm going through the muck right now, and you're telling me I got to write down my goals? Yes, 100%. So let us know what you do to get out of the muck there and to catch a momentum. And public service announcement. It is free to be kind. It is free to be kind to your clients. Our clients do need to be held accountable, but you can do it in a respectful way. All right. So we love you guys. Thanks for sticking around. And we know you're a champion if you're listening to this podcast. And this is the #1 final expense podcast in the world. And I'm really excited now that Dylan's over the phone. So now we can basically talk to every single person that exists in our industry, because you're either talking to them over the phone or you're talking to them in person. So we got you here on It's Go Time. Anything else there, Dylan?
Let's go time.
Yeah. What time is it?
It's go time.
It's go time, baby. Let's get it. Peace.